We're all here together because we are a community and we are all experiencing different challenges, but we know that our challenges are interconnected. We won't be divided any longer. We are a people's movement working to put people first, meet all of our needs, and make sure our elected leaders are held accountable to our community. We have come together to call on our elected representatives to put people first. Each of our groups has taken on important struggles, whether it be the right to health care, the right to organize and to dignified work, the right to freedom of movement, the rights of people with disabilities, and our right to a healthy environment and livable planet. Together, we stand for a unified vision of human rights and a government that meets our needs and the needs of future generations. To turn our vision into a reality, we need to make progress on important human rights issues in the coming legislative session, and we hope that you will stand with us on that. A vital piece of this vision is the need to change the way our state raises and spends money. In our People's Budget campaign, we have worked together to demand that Vermont budgets and revenue policies meet people's fundamental needs, and that we allocate and raise money based on those needs. We demand a budget process that is accountable to the people for meeting their needs and provides a formal process of public participation. In order to accomplish this, revenue policies must be universal, equitable, and designed to fund people's needs. Toward this goal, we have already accomplished a legislative victory. We commend the legislator for including a number of our initial demands in the budget bills last session. For the first time, Vermont statutes now define the purpose of the state's budget as follows. The state budget should be designed to address the needs of people of Vermont in a way that advances human dignity and equity. And spending money and revenue policies recognize every person's need for health, housing, dignified work, education, food, social security, and a healthy living environment. You've heard about some of the needs that go unmet every day. This is not a conclusive list, but it is grounded in the testimonies that you've heard this evening. People don't get the health care they need, and they won't in the exchange. People are hungry and homeless and live in poverty. People work for less than livable wages because their right to organize is denied or discouraged. People cannot move around as they need to because they don't have access to transportation, and they aren't treated as equals before the law. People's needs are unmet, their rights unfulfilled. But we are hopeful. We know that we are a state where we can change this. We are a state where we can come together to solve problems. We know the solution is within our grasp, and we will work with you and others to put these solutions in place. We resolve to have our right to organize and dignified work fulfilled. We resolve to ensure equal treatment for everyone, including immigrants and people with disabilities. We resolve to have our right to health care fulfilled in a universal, publicly financed health care system. We resolve to address the climate crisis and take action to ensure our right to a healthy environment. And we resolve to set up a budget process that raises and spends money in a way that meets the needs of people while advancing equity. We believe the human rights principles we've talked about this evening should guide us in our policy-making decisions. We will be working to make this vision a reality, and we're asking you to do the same. Our organizations have come together under the umbrella of Put People First. What we mean by that is we're emphasizing that the role of government is to put the fundamental human needs and rights of all residents in our communities first. It's a priority. The state has an obligation to ensure that everyone can meet their needs and rights, including health care, housing, food, education, good jobs, social security, and a healthy environment. Government must seek to achieve dignity and equity among all residents. Now, candidates, I'm going to ask you 2 related questions, and I ask that you respond with 1 word, yes or no. You will have more time later to elaborate on your answers, but for now, it's just yes or no. We're going to be starting with Tim Ash, and the first question is, do you believe that our state has an obligation to ensure that everyone can meet their fundamental human needs?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to pass down the mic.
Yes.
Tim says yes.
Sally says yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Yes, but I want to say one other word because I'm from this town and I want to welcome you all here and apologize for being a little bit late for being at another meeting. Thanks.
Yes.
Together,
Thank you.
we created a joint vision for Vermont, and we'd like to share a core statement of this vision with you today. We hold in our hearts a vision of true democracy. It is a vision of a society in which everyone enjoys a life of dignity, with healthcare, healthful food, home, and a healthy environment. It is a society in which everyone has an education that allows them to fulfill their potential and their desires, with meaningful work and adequate leisure. It is a society in which all decisions that affect our communities are made by and for the benefit of the people. A society in which values the common good of this and future generations over private gains. Our vision of true democracy is a vision of society in which the principal role of government is to satisfy the needs of communities by respecting, protecting, and fulfilling the human rights of every person.